Shout out our sponsors, GW Competitions. They run regular draws for you to win different prizes, from cash to Rolexes to cars and all sorts. It's all legit, and the draws are run on Facebook Live and Instagram Live, and you got to be in it to win it. Good luck. Welcome to another episode of Big Ego Media. Another special guest today. Long time coming, goes by the name of R.A. How are you today, man?
Well, we here, my guy. You know how it goes.
I mean, before we start, would the word UK rap legend be associated with you, would you say?
Oh, yeah, 100.
You take it
By
straight,
all
man,
means.
and not even humble.
Yeah,
man.
by all means, it has to be.
I mean, before we get there, let's go back to the whole history as we will start. Get to know the person, who they are, humanize the story. Where are you from? Where's your background?
Yeah, so I'm from Brixton. Background Jamaican. But obviously I'm born here though, but family, you know. Yeah, and I grew up in the bricks, Loughborough. What else you want to know, my guy?
How was family life? Did you grow up in a two-parent household,
Yeah.
single-parent household?
Yeah. For a bit, I had a two-parent household. Then it was just mummy from 11. But obviously Pops was there, innit?
Yeah.
So, that was it. Yeah, and then obviously school, you know how it goes.
How was you in school?
Yeah, I was peak. I was a little bad breed still.
Yeah.
Like that. Nursery and that. I got kicked out of nursery, but
Imagine I heard that on the track earlier.
Nursery, bro.
Said they kicked out of nursery. So my daughter is one of my daughters. She's just started preschool, so she's been at nursery. So they're like 3-4 years old.
Yeah. You're thinking how?
What do you have to do to be kicked out of nursery?
They would say man was just fighting and that.
Okay.
Just I don't know why.
It's fighting the other kids.
Yeah, like just having fights with other kids that are young and that.
Was it
baby scraps?
Was you watching like wrestling or something at home that's made you think that let's fight, and they didn't understand?
Yeah, probably could have been that, cause you don't know WWF was popping and
Yeah.
But maybe, you never know, you get me? But I don't know what it was, because it's hard to kind of, I just remember certain things and it vague, you get me? And what it was, but it was getting sticky, even in nursery. So I got kicked out, went to another nursery. I was there, calm. Primary school, I went to 3 different primary schools.
What do you think was kind of going on then? Did you, I mean, at that time, did they offer you any counselling or anything? Because be kicked out of nursery and then to go to 3 different primary schools.
Yeah, no, they tried to do the, you know, like with the teachers get involved and we can do this, that and the fourth, but that weren't really working. And it just is what it was, kind of thing.
What would you, looking back now, your old self as a kid, what do you think it was, if you can assess it now as an older person?
I don't know, you know, because I thought about that before, you get me? I just feel like more times it was just embedded for some reason. I don't know why, you get me? Because there weren't no like torture going on at home or that, you know the one there. So it didn't really make sense why. It just must just be is what it is. It's meant to be situation, isn't it?
So in regards to like just academically, was you quite intelligent, top set, middle,
struggled? Yeah. So man was good in school. I weren't the brainiest, but I weren't dumb. You get it? So when it come to GCSEs, I got like C's and that.
What secondary school did you go at the time?
When I got the C's, I was in centre when I did it.
Yeah. So you didn't end up getting kicked out?
And then that last year centre, I got to just catch the GCSEs, you get me?
I mean, getting kicked out of school, what did you do at that time to be kicked out of secondary school then?
Which one? The first time?
Yeah. The final time, I say, the final time.
Oh, the final time?
Yeah, when you got kicked out.
I think it was to do with fighting, isn't it? Fighting, and then I think man let off a rocket in the lunch hall.
Okay, like the fireworks.
Yeah. And then they were just saying, nah, you're too much now. And that was it for the last school, yeah.
And at this time, what's mum and dad saying? Because like, okay, well, you've been kicked out as nursery school, you've been kicked out as primary school. Is there discipline? Is there beating?
Of course, you don't know that the traditional thing.
Yeah.
Man get that time, you get me? But obviously, like I said, innit, mum and pops, they've always done good for man. So it's like, I think it was past them what was going on. You got to the 80? Because man will get their ass bust, but then the next day man's back doing the same thing. So I think it was just I don't know what it was, you get me? But by then, when you start getting to a certain age, and man start getting hooked into the roads and that with certain things, it's like a beating's minor, innit? A beating's minor to what's really happening on the road, you get me? So I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit.
So when you actually, what age would you say you kind of really jumped on the road, or sort of hanging around with people that was considered as a roadman?
I would say probably about 11. 11.
And you sort of hanging around with older people?
Yeah, man from the estate, bam, you know, man's young, but man's just there, innit? Obviously they're not bringing me into certain things, but man's here. So when people are coming to the estates or whatever's happening, man's visioning and witnessing, you know what I'm trying to say? So.
Who would you say was your role model at that age?
At 11, my pops, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, the role model, my pops, cause obviously he was the main man, innit?
Was he?
He was still about.
Yeah.
He was still about trying to implement his thing as well, you know what I'm trying to say? So I always have to get it to him, you know the one there. So at that age, it was still like, right, you know, everyone wants to be like their pops. Like, that's my dad. So at that age, man was still like that. Because my dad was someone who had bread. Yeah. He got under the 80, so.
So was it the thing that we're, also I don't want to assume, was he getting bread legitimately, or, I mean, we don't want to,
so he was getting bread.
So he's getting bread, so that's what you kind of aspired to from a young age. And
yeah, probably not even like me even knowing how he was getting bread. Yeah. But obviously when you get older, you know, innit, what's going on. But at that age, I'm just looking at him like, right, that's pops. That's man's dad. Whatever he's on, man's on, innit, from young. More like a girl child's gonna be with her mum. Like, right, I wanna be like mummy when she's on his 80. So it was just like that. And then that kind of cycle broke when obviously you start to mature now, innit? So we're coming into their grown man settings now. So when man step into that era now, that's it, innit? Everything's on the table.
Do you ever think you was kind of lashing out and fighting to get his attention, to make him proud? Because from what you kind of described, he sounds like a manly man. Like
no, it was nothing like that. Because we always had that good relationship. So that's my pops, he's calm, he's good. So it was nothing like man trying to make, he's always proud of man regardless. You know the one there? Yeah. So it's not, you know, you probably got them kids that's feeling for attention and that, like, man went on that. Man, it was all there for me, you get it? Yeah. But where we was in the jungle, man just had to let go on it, you know what I'm saying? To survive. It was just one of those things, isn't it? When man's going to play out on the road, outside, and we're playing in the jungle. Yeah. We're not playing in the sticks, you feel me? Yeah. So where man's playing, man's seeing buying shells on the floor and things, and man's young. And people are just kicking it, playing with it, not realizing, well, really, this is the road where we were in the field, you know what I'm trying to say? But man's playing here though. Like,
when did you kind of realize this is Brixton and I represent a kind of an area? When did that kind of, because for example, me growing up being from Peckham, I just knew the area that I grew up in. It's only as you kind of get to your mid-teenage years, it's like, oh, we're from this area and this, we don't like these areas. When did that get kind of installed into you?
That's what I was saying, probably like from 11 times, 11 and a half, 12, like going into that, started to see the road for what it was. Yeah. Started to see the blueprint, because at first I could just vision it, boom, boom, boom. But then when I'm on the field, I started to see the blueprint and I'm saying, okay, so this is what it is. And then man will tell man, well, obviously, because you're here and people will see you around, man, be careful. Watch out for these people that stay up there, kind of watch out. But man's kind of breaking it to me, you get me? And more time, it would have been something that man couldn't have avoided anyway, because man lived there. You get it? So the only way you can avoid it.
You inherit it.
The only way you could avoid it if you move out the ends. Yeah. Not even out the ends, like I'm talking out. Otherwise, you're in there, innit? That's it.
So, RA, what did that stand for? For people who don't know, and when did that name actually come about?
RA came about, I would say probably like 2001. Before that, man used to call my name Josie. Yeah. Like it was notorious in the ends itself, because it stood out. No one had that name. You get it? So I was like, yo, Josie, so that you going, like, you there, you know, that's what was just running by. And then obviously when man started spitting now, them times there to jungle and that, man started spitting, just chatting rubbish, whatever, skibbity, you get me? Them days there. And then man always used to like walk a something, you get me?
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, at that age, not the, you get it?
Yeah.
So then, man was like, yo, you're always sharp like a razor, you get me? So then man was like, oh, razor, you get me? So man just called themselves razor out of the music team.
Okay.
And then obviously man was on the field. The man started to be on the field now, innit? So it's like, raw. So I can't be calling myself razor, you know what I'm saying? And the man was just like, oh, you're a real you, like, yo. Man was always saying, yo, reals, and you get it? And I said, right, you know what? Keep the razor, take off the ZOR, RA, raw artillery, Bob's your uncle, you get me?
Okay. And so you just touched on music there. When was it the first time you kind of started thinking about making music? And you said it was kind of jungle that inspired you.
Yeah, jungle. So man used to go dances under 18s and that. Then you had Skibbity and the man there shelling it down, jungle settings. So from them days, like, yo, and the man realised man could spit. Man was spitting to the man them and that. Man realised man could spit.
Do you remember writing your first bars at the time?
Nah, cause you know what? I never used to write bars, you know.
Yeah.
I used to like think of them in my head.
And then memorize them.
Memorize them from my head, you get me? I never used to put pen to paper. So I always used to do that. That was my local talent. And then obviously when the times moved into garage times, you had So Solid, boom, boom, boom. Then was like, okay, slow down the tempo now, bam. So man just went with it, innit? And then the man them, a couple of the older man them on the ends, like Smiley, Elms and that. Like they had a camp called Too Dark. Don't know if you remember, this was back in the day, Too Dark and that. But obviously I'm on the ends, innit? So man's from the ends. Man's the younger generation of them.
Yeah.
So this is man's ting, but so it was Roadside and they changed it to Roadside, so it was Roadside, innit? But we were this man them on the road from the Roadside, innit? So we were the road team. And them man they used to do the music, you get it? So now obviously, because man could spit now, them man they were going radio and that. And I'm like, right, let me come, I could spit radio, you get me? They say, you show you what you can spit? I'm like, yeah, come on, man. Boom, pirate radio station, they shelled it down, you get me? And I'm saying, nah. I'm saying, yeah. And then from that was it.
I mean, at that time as well, that's what I guess when Grime's kind of at its height and the sound kind of transitioned from garage to kind of grime. But even then, I don't think anyone was giving really people from South respect when it came to grime until kind of you guys came about, really. Why do you think that is?
You know why? Because more time, man had to kind of bully their way in, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you knew the ventures man has been on, bro, like with like this whole roadside, like all them sidewinders and all these events, having to have official situations with people and that physical altercations in situations in the industry. Yeah. Man just had to push themselves in, bro. And then they realize that, right, these youths, they're not even just, you get it, these are like real youths. Like these are certified youths when they're checking the backlog, you get me? So I think after that we just started making noise like, right, man's coming on the radio station. Bro. Yeah. It's like, but you get it, what do you rather? You get under the 80. And the wickedest is, remember radio station, you have to pay subs. Yeah. So man will pay their subs. We're not even on a bad man thing that we're coming there for free. Man will pay you your subs. Man's coming on the radio station.
And I think that's something that I guess no one speaks about no more. It's kind of a lost art because I guess as radio has become more digital and it's not so more on the waves as it used to be, is that people don't remember that part. Is that you kind of had to pay to showcase your talent. You go like you get a slot every single week. I mean, talk to us about that a little bit so people understand.
You have to pay. Obviously, you have to pay. Like every day you go there, obviously our slots are Thursday, whatever, boom. Every time you go there, you have to pay your £20.
And everyone had to come in together. Yeah, you bring your five, you bring your five. And so
on. It was all of that. You get me, and pay their £20. But there was enough people that didn't pay their subs. You know, it's enough man don't want to pay their subs. Not even from man's camp, but bare other camps used to have situations. You get me?
What station was you guys using at the time?
That time we were On Top, On Top FM. Yeah. But then obviously we built a relationship with On Top with Madness. He was good to us, you get me? So we built a relationship and we'll just giving it to them. And then obviously man was sliding over east. Yeah.
And at that time, who did you kind of listen to? East, who's the people that you kind of...
East, them time there, Titch, innit?
Yeah.
Obviously, Titch was man's people as well, you know what I mean? Like, that's Smiley, and then that was their official link, innit?
Yeah.
So then obviously when I've come into the music thing now, and we're linking, like, raw, you get me? And we just knocked heads up. Yeah, Titch is my guy. So we used to tell man, raw, come Deja Vu, come here, come there, you get me? Them little other ones that's going on, them secret events.
Yeah.
So when we used to pop in there, man, you used to see man's eyes when man walk into certain places, like, what? These South, man, you get me? But yeah, we just pushing over everywhere and just making it happen, you know what I'm saying?
And I remember kind of like the first track I heard was in the Roadside.
Yeah.
Was that the first official track you guys, the video?
No, we did Get That Dough first before that.
Okay.
Get That Dough, that was ringing, like, raw, boom, Channel U days, you know, the thing set. And then after Get That Dough was Can't Come to the Roadside.
And like with that track, did you kind of understand and feel the impact and love you was getting across the nation? Because Channel U was national.
Yeah, it was mad them times there. It was crazy. Like, not like now. Obviously now's a mazzoline in it, but then was like, for man from the hood, from the road, like from the proper gutter of it. You get it? And man don't even like to kind of keep promoting like it's a badness, but that's what we are and that's where we come from. So man can't hide from it. You get it? So for man to come from the ends and then be pushing through, a man's on radio, a man's on Channel U, man's starting to get little bookings here, man's BBC One Extra, Logan Sama, can't forget Logan Sama, you get me? Like, we started to maneuver, you get me? So we weren't just in the hood no more. So for that, it was a good thing, it was nice.
So, like, when that's happening, are you thinking to yourself, right, you know what? This music thing might be a way to cut through, because at that time, I guess no one kind of know what's money, what we're seeing today. Yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone even envisioned that. What was you thinking at the time?
Nah, then though, like you see the whole situation with that is money was the major issue in it of everything in it, and man now are just getting money off streaming. Then times there it's just radio. You might get booked and they want to give you a whole camp 2 bills. You go to the say to you like, raw, they want to book you and give you £200, 2-5 man. Like, what are you on about? You get what I'm saying to you? But that was a thing back then. Now it's a different ball game. It's racks on racks. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it was. But I didn't see it as a way out then. I'm not gonna lie to you, because man was fully knee deep, too knee deep.
Was it more of a hobby, just like, you know?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because bread weren't coming in, but man was getting bread otherwise. So I'm saying, raw, man used to neglect studio and that and all of them things there. When the studio time is not about, like, you get it, because man was too kind of knee deep, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, at that time as well, like, I mean, times has always been as dangerous as it's ever been. But in those early periods of the mid to late 2000s, those were kind of horrid times in regards to sort of gang culture in the UK and South London in particular.
Stepped up.
Because now I guess it's more knife crime, but those days it was shootings, right? And did you ever at any point fear for your life at that point? Because like you said, you was knee deep in it, and there was obviously different areas that you guys were going back and forth.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Any, like...
Was you fearful, or was it like, you know what? And because sometimes that, right, like, you might be afraid of something, right? But everyone's watching, so I need to come up, have this persona and show. But when you kind of have your own thoughts, was it all like, raw, I need to actually be careful, you know? Like, this could end up in the wrong way.
Yeah, nah, you know what it is? Man was so, them time there, man was so knee deep in it. Now man can see the fruits in it. But them times there, man was so knee deep in it, man was just like, yo, it's just go time. This is what we're on. Like, yo, this is it. Like, what's man saying kind of thing. There was no time to sit down and be like, no, it was none of that. It was just go. Because once you snooze, you lose. You know what I'm trying to say to you? And that was happening. Man snoozing and getting, you get it. So, them time there, man was just like, just fully head in it. The man was just on a different thing, bro. Man's life was a mazzoline, bro. You get me? So, obviously, them times there, but there's a situation that's happened that's obviously going to make you be feared, be fearful, but it has to happen on the spot. Man went walking around with fear, you get it? But like something pops off like, shh, and it's just going left. Obviously, you're going to be shook like, rah, you got to say to you, but you just got to handle it there and then. That's what you signed up for. But man weren't walking around with fear though. You know what I'm gonna say?
At this time, was you recognizing that, well, my name's ringing bells everywhere, and also with this attention, the police are watching?
Yeah, so that's where it started getting mad now. So man's saying, bro, man can't even be doing this music thing, bro. Man, so that's the levels. Man was saying, oh, we have to, you get it? You're baiting yourself up, you're on camera, we got this pattern in, So man was thinking kind of backwards then, if you know what I mean. But really, man should have said, yo, come and push the music. But because there wasn't no ways of paper, them times there in music, man was like, bird, like, you got to say to you, man, just running this thing down and nothing, I'll go on really to that degree, you get me? So, yeah.
So when was you kind of aware then, I guess, that feds are onto me or feds are watching?
Yeah. Jake's on, man. Started doing music. Channel U, man was on bass. We done Can't Come to the Roadside. That was on bass. That was on number 2. That went to number 2 in the charts when you had the bass charts. The next week it weren't there. It went in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm like, bro, where's man's video? Boom. Them time there, we had a manager. Shout out Miss Stone. She messaged whoever she needed to message the people and whatever. And they're saying, look, the police have told us to take this down. Like, these men are active gang members. So they took man's video down of Channel U and MTV Base, and then BBC One Extra, and all of them places stopped wanting man to come in. Everyone started moving funky, you get me? Except for DJ Logan Sama. That's how man always got love for Logan Sama, you get me? Because he was calling man up regardless, like, yo, you lot float, Kiss FM, bam, shell it down, you get me? But yeah, they shut man's thing down, but man was like, oh, this is mad.
And did that demoralize you at the time? Was it like, oh, you know what?
Yeah, it's like I'm saying, right, man was kind of half like anyway, but now it's just like, right, the Jake's is peak, let's keep the road. But then by the time I could blink, when that happened, handcuffs.
But even before the handcuffs, I guess, when did they come for you? What year was it? 2008. I mean, just before that period, I guess, grime is kind of not dying out, but it's sort of coming to a transition where everyone kind of do more of the road rap, and you transition to that a little bit as well. So which style did you prefer? What did you like?
Nah, grime was man's thing, innit? You get it? Because remember, grime was man's own lane. Yeah. It was gangster grime. You get it? Like, we had gangster grime, the other people had grime and garage or whatever they wanted. But our thing was called gangster grime. So our thing, it was just straight smoke. Because that's what you got to say to you. And people never really gravitated it. Yeah. People would gravitate to it more because they know, like, raw, these youths are really on this thing. And for road man, instead of just man that just want to party to garage. So obviously when they hear like a man that's on smoke, and then you hear a man from your ends on grime beats talking on Mazzoline, you'd be like, yo, man, effing with this. So Bear Man needs to take to it like that, you're gonna say.
Would you say that's what then evolved into the drill that we have now today?
Yeah, of course, 100%. Same tempo.
Would you then take the credit and say you're the father of the UK drill?
Yeah, why not? All day, I take that. I take that crown all day.
Before we got back to later on in life then, so you said the feds have actually come and grabbed you. What was the case, if you don't mind?
The case, obviously, someone's car got wet up, and obviously there were 4 people in the car. Boom, boom, boom. Attempted murder. Boom. Said it was me, but legitly it wasn't man. You know the one there. That's how mad it is. But everyone says that, innit? So when you go court and say it weren't me, it's gonna be looking at you like, come on, man. Everyone says this.
What grounds do you think the feds tried to link it to you just because of how active you was?
Because them time there, man was fully active. Can't lie. And them time there, man was a brand, and man was a force as well. And man's team was it was a Mazzoline, you get me? So the people who didn't like man wanted man off the road, and then the police wanted man off the road as well, you get me?
How old was you at the time?
23.
So kind of at the peak of your sort of prowess, and at the time really when, I guess, because when you're still 18, 19, you're a young man, 21 still young, but when you're kind of getting 23, 24, that's when you're kind of, this is when you start trying to build your life. So do you think that was the worst?
No, but see, I was way before man's time. See me, like man's been a Jenner from 17. Yeah. So you see, like from then, man had man's own empire. Yeah. Boom. So 18, 19, man's moving more diligent than man that's 22, 23, 21, 24. You get me? I had more bread than them man there. Like, older man, man. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, so it was peak. People are looking at us like, "Raw, this you?" Like, you get me? A man was patterning so different. It was unbelievable. Man come with a different style to the ends.
So was that your first time in jail at the time?
No. I went to jail when I was 15 as well.
Okay. But going so when you've actually been arrested, and then you're thinking, well, I've not done this. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going home.
You're taken to trial.
Yeah.
And then when you got found guilty,
what's
that in your head?
Yeah, that was like, raw, like, Ram actually got sent to jail for something man ain't done. Like, they really did it proudly as well. And I'm like, raw. Everyone always talks about miscarriage of justice and But when it happens to you, until it happens to you, you're not gonna really get it. You get it?
Yeah. I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna play devil's advocate, right? So you've not done something, and you've been found guilty of it. Would you say karma has played a part for maybe other things that you could have?
Nah, I don't believe in karma.
Yeah.
I don't believe in all the karma thing and that in it. So I would say obviously it was qadar. It was the decree of Allah. So I'm Muslim in it. So I would just say it was meant to be in it. That's it. Like, I just put it as meant to be. Then at that stage there, I was like, rah, this is a madness. Like, you're on his 80. Man's head couldn't fathom it. It's like, hold on. I got found guilty. Then when I go court, I'm thinking, right, nah, something's gonna come out, and they're gonna say, oh yeah. Sorry, you get me? On the day, like, go on court, and they're really trying to sentence me here. I'm like, what?
Did they use your music at the time?
All of that. Like, he's talking this about Max, this, that, and forth. They done the most in court. I couldn't believe what they done in court. They treated me like I'm something that heavier than I was. You know what I'm saying? The time I was still young, them time there. I was only young, so it's like, they're treating me like I'm some kingpin, and I'm saying, bro, like, it's not that deep. Look into the thing properly. There's a lot of holes in men's case, like, but they just kind of pinpoint, like, right, this is RA. We need him gone. Get it, chop the head of the snake, and everything crumbles.
Make an example out of you.
This is it, and that's what they did. They put all their effort into man's thing, and it's mad because the effort they put into man's thing was all weird because it weren't even me anyway.
Yeah. So what was the actual sentence?
9 IPP.
9 IPP. I mean, at that point, did you know what IPP was? Because I think IPP was
Yeah.
I mean, when there's done that, what are you thinking that?
I was thinking, bro. He said something about 18. I can't remember what the judge said in time, but before he was saying something, and he was like, if this was a normal sentence, I'd have given you 18 years. But it's just bare waffling, and he was waffling forever. So you see, like, I only got to the last piece when I got birded. You get me? Because he even said to me, "Take a seat. This is gonna take long." On sentencing, so I had to take a seat, and he just waffling. So I'm like, all right, cool, boom. And then I kind of just opened up when he just said, this, and I heard 18 years. I was like, oh, okay, here we are. But because of the seriousness of this crime, I'm gonna hand down a indeterminate sentence. I'm like, raw, indeterminate. You get me? I didn't really pre the whole. I know IPP, but I didn't know the full, indeterminate. So I was like, okay. And then that was it. Shambles. I look at the judge.
What's your lawyer saying?
Lawyer's a wanker, bro. Lawyer's a wanker, you get me? So he's there like, don't worry, you get what I'm saying to you? And then man just went downstairs, and then it just dawned on man, like, rah, man.
What you think at the time? You're by yourself, you're back in this, I bet you're probably in the cells of other people. Were you in the cells of other people by yourself?
No, I was in the cell by myself.
Okay, so that, are you doing a prayer? Are you thinking, my life's done?
No, I'm just there. I'm not gonna lie, I was running a spliff. I'm like, rah, this is mad. I was sitting there like head fried. I said, rah. I was calculating the years in it, and I'm saying, rah, they really tried to dash me away, you get me? So that's all I was praying, and then obviously the bus comes, boom, back to the camp, and that's.
With Georgia at the time?
I was in Brixton then time there.
When you've gone back there, are people surprised to see you there because everyone think you're gonna bust it?
No, everyone knew because I got found guilty.
Oh, so they didn't sentence you the same day?
Yeah, they said, 2 weeks, probation, what is it, probation reports and all that crap, you get me? So, it was done for. Coming back, man, I was like, raw. I'm saying, but they slapped me, and everyone was surprised, you get me? Yeah. And that was it. From there, I was on my journey, man.
Having the name you had, and then going into prison, did that aid you? Did that help you?
Yeah. Did it aid or help me?
Yeah, it helped you basically, because sometimes you go to prison, you're not known, and it could be sticky, but and even vice versa, because it can help you in the sense that where, oh, that's my man, don't fuck with him, or the ops, yeah, my man's in there, let's get onto him.
Yeah. So my man didn't want to see me in jail.
Yeah.
Man didn't want to see me in jail.
Okay.
100%.
So it's a bit
that's factual. It's a myth. Like that's done. Man didn't want to see me in jail. Anyone who had situations with, they don't want to see me in jail. So that was not even on man's mind. I'm thinking, wow, I see man in jail. I know what time it is, and man not even blowing their own trumpet. But every jail man went, man had pattern. Yeah. So it was just like, really, like if you see me, you see me. Then innit? So
how many jails did you have to go through?
13.
13.
I did 13 jails on that bird.
I think I've done about the same, to be fair. I think. What would you say was the jail where you felt most comfortable?
The jail where I felt
if you can ever feel so comfortable.
Yeah, the jail where I felt most comfortable. More time was dispersal. Yeah. I was in Long Lartin. Yeah. And obviously up there, it's humble, innit? Everyone's just humble. You can kind of get on your dean. You can just humble. Like there's no really until it's that time. But when it is go time, it's lives being lost.
Because just for our listeners who don't know, like dispersal is ACATs is for long termers. There's a lot of people on life murder cases and that. And obviously, I just done an interview with someone that's in Long Lartin right now, actually, and he kind of says the same things, that everyone's very humble and respectful, but everyone knows they've got a long time to go. But at the same time, it's so dangerous because there's got nothing to lose. When it goes off,
it's off. When it's humble times, man's calm, everyone's eating, running jokes, skinning bare teeth. When it's go time, and them freezers get lifted up, you get me? And you start seeing them satins fly out, then you know what time it is.
How long did it take you to sort of gradually get from A cat to B cat? Did you get your D
cat? No, I went backwards. I was in B cat first, and then they kicked me out of that B cat. They said, nah, obviously, boom, blocked me off, had me down there for how long, and then boom, A cat. So I went backwards. Okay. Then I had to come back again to a B cat to move forward, you get me?
Did you eventually get your D cat?
Yeah, I got my D cat.
Where did you end up?
Hull. You know, Hull Grange, it's in Redditch.
Oh, Redditch, okay. It's like Birmingham side kind of.
Yeah, kind of, but past that, but it's an actual mansion. Okay. So it's not a prison. That's why I went there. I'm saying, well, I was intrigued. It's an old mansion with just rooms, but some rich white man just gave it to them as he donated it to HMP, the house, before he died or whatever. So it's just some big yard in the middle of like some greenery with a lake and that. So the jail's basically a big house, but just secured. You get it? So I was intrigued. I done bare jails them time there. Again, I done like 12, 13 jails already them time there. And I'm saying, but man, just been in bare hardcore jails. You get me? I said, well, let me try something different. And that was the best bet. And it was cold as well. You get me?
And the thing with that, I guess, because I went to HMP Ford when I finally got my DCAT, is that did you even ever think you was in jail again? Because there's such a big difference between even a C-cat to a D-cat. There's such a big difference. And in D-cat, I never felt I was ever in jail.
Yeah, you start to lose yourself.
Yeah.
Man start to lose their self.
Was there any point you think, I ain't coming back tonight, man? When you got any of your home leaves?
I'm not gonna lie. With me, because my thing was techie, you know, a lot of people don't understand, man, the sentence, you get onto this 80. Because it was so techie, I'm saying, nah, I can't even risk no foolishness, you get me? Man's trying to kick ball straight, man, you get me? So I didn't even have that thought like, right, let me cut. You know, I'm saying, nah, I need to do this and come home, you know what I mean? And at that time there, when I got to the DCAT, that's when I started doing like the link up behind bars. Yeah. That I was on a home visit that time there, or a townie or whatever it is, isn't it? So I'm starting to see certain things. I'm like, rah, get me? Like, man can't flop this. Man have to get back into this. Like, there's bread out here to make. You get me?
At that time as well, when did you officially get released?
18.
So at that time as well, you would have seen the music industry evolve.
Yeah, I'm watching it. But I could only watch it I could hear it from other jails on the radio. Yeah. And I'm hearing, man, like Storms, I'm thinking, all these new characters, I'm saying, rah, the man are shelling it, I'm hearing it. And then, obviously, you know the thing, when I get to DCAT, I can see certain things now. So man's keeping up now, like, rah, okay, this is what's going on.
So is
it was just, the whole game changed, but it was just a total new generation completely, bro.
Yeah. And while you're in there, are you thinking, you know what, when I come back into music, or are you thinking?
Yeah. Nah, you know what, I'll be real. When I was in the can, for a bit, for long as well. Like, I'm done with music, man. It's got to fall back, boom, boom, boom. Then when I come out, boom, I'm thinking, right, it's dead, innit? Like, no one, you get me? But then when I started getting back in, I'm thinking, no one ain't gonna remember me. You know the one there? So when I started getting back in, I started to see that, oh, man, still got people that want to F with man's thing. Yeah. So I said, oh, okay, boom, let's give it a go. And obviously, it started patterning.
In regards to, we'll get more into the music, in regards to, I guess, your faith in Islam, is it something that you had before going to prison?
No.
At that time in Brixton, especially, a lot of people were reverting to Islam.
No.
Was you always with the faith from the beginning, or was it something you transitioned?
Yeah, transition in the can, in jail.
No, when did you have the faith? Was it before jail?
No, in jail.
In jail.
Okay, so before jail, obviously you had man around, man, that was brothers, like my people and that. But if you say man was too knee deep in, the dawah sitting down right on, man, you get me? Yeah. So obviously when I touched to the can now, and I'm asking questions certain people can't answer, and then I'm linking up with certain of the bros them, and then they give a man the answer that I need and breaking certain things down. It was just a no-brainer, innit? So I took shahada then time,
So then finally 2018, I mean, did you get your first parole straight away, or you got rejected a few times?
Second one.
So at this time when you finally got it, what's the feeling when they've said, yeah, we're gone?
Like, yo, it's go time. I remember I was out on a townie, on a homely, but one of them, and then I got the phone call, like, raw, you get me? I'm like, what? These time man's on road though, you get? I'm like, yo, mad thing, you get it? And that was it, just shelling. I'm like, yo, if I come home now. Yeah. Left that place, and then kind of just forgotten about that place there, you know the one there.
And I guess the previous interview I've done with people that got IPP is like, you now have to live your life freely, but the thing that comes with it is the probation part of it, the license part of it.
Yeah, it's a whole little play thing.
It's a 99 years. So with that, you're always having to kind of act accordingly. I mean, how does that impact your life, just living life naturally?
It's calm. Obviously, it's a certain way because of the whole, like, raw, any slip up, man, gone back to jail. And this is why enough of these rappers, they don't understand that they get. So when they hear man talk, because I see enough people say, oh, he always talks about jail in his bars. But you got to realise that's what man's been for the last 10.
So you've got no experiences.
Like, you get me? So like, I've got the right to say how I feel on it, because that's where I've been for the last 10 years. So the people them that's saying, right, he always talks about jail, where have you been for the last 10 years? That's what you would more time rap about or speak about. So that's why it's always thrown in there, because it's part of man's pain and man's journey, you got to say to you.
And because, I mean, just to touch on the music, because like before you came, my brethren Oxtail was playing some of your old freestyles, and one of the things that I said, it's almost as if it's unfinished business, but it's still, what I'd want to see is what is the next step. That makes sense, because you've spoken about what you've spoken about in regards to when you were doing it, right? You've come out, and like you just mentioned now, it's something that you've kind of lived through over the next 10 years. So I guess is that, what is the next chapter after this for you to kind of discuss in your music?
The next chapter after this EP is going to be my journey. Obviously now we're just playing or whatever. The next chapter of man's album, that's going to be man's journey. So it's going to be less was and more knowledge, you know what I'm trying to say? So that's what the album's going to be about, you know what I'm trying to say to you. And before that and on the back end of that, man's got acting, certain little things going in as well. Certain little big things coming forward that man's going to be involved in, you get me?
I'm going to say, because since you've not stopped since you come out, because not only been, I guess, with the music, but kind of coincided with the music, you've taken part in a few, what do you call them? Do you call them movie songs? I don't know, what do you call them? Like,
yeah.
So you've taken
story
part,
songs,
story songs, so, and we've done it, so is that what giving the inspiration?
And directing as well, because I direct all my things. Okay. All man's videos, I direct in it.
So you come up with the stories and everything?
Yeah, I'm trying to say to you, so the directing thing's kind of my thing as well. So, they're gonna see, you're gonna see man still doing different bits, you know what I'm trying to say to you. Music's a thing where it's here for the short run, innit? You know what I'm trying to say to you. There's gonna be a time where like it's just gonna be tired and it's not gonna make no sense. After that, then what do you do?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I've got more avenues still. So
In regards to the industry now and the people you're kind of listening to, who's like you, let's say someone you don't really know, but you think, you know what, from a distance, I like this guy or I like this woman.
There's different people, innit? American wise, man, I like Meek's flow, innit? You know what I'm saying to you, American wise. I don't really listen to, I'll be real with you, UK rap and all of that. I don't really listen to. I'm more of a dancehall man, innit? Like yard thing. That's kind of man's thing. So man might listen to a 1 or 2 man here and there, say, right, man, I've got bars, but you know what I'm saying to you. But I'll be real, the majority of the drill rappers, they got bars.
Do you think they don't get enough credit? Because people think that sometimes...
Now they got bars, man.
Obviously you got the cliche, right? People say, these rappers are always say, how many times did that, how many times did that? But there are some...
That's actually, the thing though, that's the London thing. Oh, not even London, UK.
Yeah.
That's our thing. Like, that's our thing. We just run with it, innit? Simple. America's got their thing, their kind of way that they run with. Our thing is our thing. That's why American artists want to kind of do drill tracks and start saying words like us. That's just our thing, innit? So I feel like, yeah, that's just our thing. I don't understand why people even like go on about it. Like, oh, they just say this, they say that. It's just their thing. Let them do their thing, man.
And in
the generation, innit?
You just mentioned like you mostly listen to Bashment. Would you ever see like a Bashment side to you in your tracks?
Oh yeah. But obviously not me, like with the accent and that. But yeah, definitely. I got like some nice dancehall patterns. That's gonna come forward as well.
So you got an EP that's coming out on the 25th of November. We're here. So what can we look forward to?
Parabellum. Yeah. So look out for Parabellum. That's.
I mean, I found out what that meant for your manager. For the people who don't know, he said there's 2 sayings.
Yeah. Parabellum is when you're getting ready for war. So the word parabellum means get ready for war. You know what I'm saying to you. But obviously music war, not knowing nothing else. Just the war in the music. And then the other side is it's a name after a bullet, isn't it?
So I mean, just on that subject, ready for war. But obviously, we're talking on the music side. Before going into prison, you was in wars, right? So obviously, they say after a certain time, people heal, people move on. So you've come out now, living your life as you were. Do you still think you ever had to kind of look over your shoulder, or you're like, you know what, that's all in the past?
No, that's done with, isn't it? Like man's thing was bigger than like the little youths out here now. They don't know me. You get it? They don't know me.
No, I'm talking about the local youths. I'm talking about the people from before.
Oh, that's my age. That I had situations with.
Yeah, is it?
No. Because obviously the people that I had situations with my age, it's either that way or were cool. Now them days are done. You get it? Like man's grown, man's got kids and that. Like man really gonna be out here keeping up with what was keeping up how long ago?
And that's what I want to touch on is that why do you think I guess it's just time, but why do you think we see it now and not then? Because then we're actively trying to kill each other, like, and you're not thinking of the consequences. There's a certain man now who the place you were just for Long Lartin, who they took the extra mile and now they're there for the rest of their lives. And we're quite fortunate to be where we are, where it didn't have to go that way. So what do you think it is about the kids now where they just won't listen? Because I didn't listen to the olders.
Yeah, man didn't listen to the olders, but you know what it is? Man's elders, I don't know how it was on your side, but man's elders never said, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. The man was like, right, look, this is how it goes, this is how we're getting it, this is how we're living it. And that was just it. So there wasn't really nothing like, raw, you get me? Except for like the older man in them time there, where man's like 15 and you got man that's like 40 and that saying, oh, you lot will come off the road. Them man, obviously you're not gonna really listen to them because like they're way past, thinking like you don't know what you're talking about. But if I had man's a real you innit, so I have to be real with myself. If I had a man that's saying to me when I'm 16 that, yo, everything you're trying to do, I've done, everything. Man went jail, life sentence. Man came out without a scrape on their face. Man's been through this, that, and the four, boom, 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 boom. The only way the life you're living now, where it's gonna end up, is the jailhouse or the graveyard. Simple. If a man said that to me, bro, like, I'm gonna be like, rah, okay, OG, you've been through it. I can't listen to the teachers, they ain't been through it. Like, you've really been through it, so it makes sense. So everything I'm striving to do now, you've already done. And you're telling me the two results at the end of that is jailhouse or the graveyard. It's dumb for me to even carry on. So but I never had no one tell me that. But if a man told me that, I would be like, raw, I'll probably take a seat back and think about it literally, you get it? Because I'm a man, I'm a deep thinker. But I think enough of these little youths, they're not preing it properly. They're just seeing it like, nah, man won't get caught. Because that's what everyone thinks, innit? Yeah. Nah, man know how to mash works properly. Man won't get caught. But it's peak, bro. 2021. It's peak now. Man's going to jail now, bro.
And I guess
the Jakes ain't playing with man nowadays.
And the thing is,
their technology's up.
I'm about to say, technology is the main thing. I guess what would you say as well in terms of the main difference in terms of how these kids are now operating? Because before, me and you could have a fight, you win, I win, people, the streets will hear about it, right? But now, me and you have a fight, someone's got their camera, someone's recording it.
Yeah, that's the joke thing about it.
And do you think that part is what adds to the extra violation? Because now, it's on camera, pride, beat up Bobby.
Yeah, the pride's crazy. Man have to slide. Man have to slide now, so it's like, raw. They got me on camera, bro. Yeah. You get me? Your dubs and they be in the room with you like, bro, they got you on camera. We have to slide. So it's peak now. And then the younger generation, you got to think of how we fought when we was young. We thought we was untouchable. Like, oh, man can't talk to man. He mad. So now you got to think of it. They're like that, and they got bread as well now. Yeah. With us, we had bread, but not to this extent. Because you got the little youth them now, the little young drill rappers out of there, 20, 21, and they got like 300-400 bags in their account. We never had that bread when man was 17 or 19, 20, 21. We never had that bread. 400 bags in your account.
Crazy.
It's a madness. So obviously they got that and they got beef. So now where do we go from here? It's nothing but hammers and this, that, and the fourth, and it's just gonna go left. So with them, they're thinking they're untouchable as well, just like we did. But they got more bread. So it's hard to try and talk to them now, because they're saying, nah, man's good. What are you talking about? Man's good. You ain't got more bread than me, OG. You know what I'm saying? It's peak. So if they really took in a real nigga's perspective, bro, like they'll be calm, bro. But enough of them don't want to hear, bro. Hopefully they do listen, though. Cause it makes sense.
And I guess with that, in regards to you being who you are from Brixton, I guess, like I said, a lot of the young youths from that area probably wouldn't know you because of the whole age gap and so on. But is there anything that where you would think, you know what? Who's the young G popping around the area ever going to management and trying to say, you know what? Maybe my time in making music is maybe 3-4 more years, and after that I want to concentrate on directing. But is there anything you thought about, you know what, let me grab one of these young youths and manage them?
Yeah, of course. We got all of that in the camp going on. We got the little youth then, that's doing the little thing. I always try to push man that's not out there as much. You get me? That's kind of the person I am anyway, you get me? So yeah, we got that. We got the little youth them that can spit, and eventually like the floor's gonna be theirs, isn't it? Yeah. But they have to be hungry for it. But enough of the little youth them, they say they want it, but they're not hungry for it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with man's come out, man's hungry for it, like man have to make this work, you get me? So with me, you probably see like man don't get a million views. Yeah. But streaming money goes into my account. Yeah. So I can't complain, it goes to this 80. So I might not get 1 million views, but bread goes in my account. That makes me live comfortable.
Do you think, I was gonna say, we're talking about streaming, because I've managed, and you're right, what you say, that sometimes these youths don't put the work ethic in it, but do you think streaming money is, they're doing the right thing by the artists? Because back in the day, remember, CDs, I remember buying a CD was £17.
Yeah, big
to go and buy some albums, £17, £18.
Big drip.
And now I think albums are about £6, £5, then singles were even £4, £5. Now singles are like 79p. Do you think the music industry, how it's done it, has actually helped the artists or has sort of pulled from the artists?
Nah, man, it's helped them. It's helped, because remember, everything's digital now. No one ain't playing CDs again. Them days are done. Man used to go Red Records with CD boxes, put CDs in the shop, like, yo, get a little percentage back. And man shot CDs, go to certain shops and CDs, certain man's on the corner, CDs, like, yo, buy man CD. But now, no one ain't really playing CDs. But we could still give out CDs now if it's something like a promotional thing and promo, like, yo, like, have a CD one-off kind of thing and da-da-da. But now it's just a digital world, innit? Yeah. So the streaming thing, everyone's gonna like on their phone, beep, 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 no itch, it's just done deal, innit? It's not hard. So it has made it easier for the youth them to get out there now than a CD, because with man would have to go and find a DJ to go and play man CD. There weren't no YouTube back then. YouTube come about when? 07 or something? 06, 07. Like there weren't no YouTube or internet like that. So they got it easier now, man.
Do you think had all these things being done
In our time, we'd be shelling. Man, would be gone. Man, I went jail or probably, you never know, it's doing it. But man would have been shelling if that was going on back then.
In terms of, I guess, just grime as a genre, I know, what's his name? Done an interview with, his name, producer. Dot Rotten, but he doesn't like that name no more. Zeph Ellis. I've done an interview recently, and he said grime is dead. He said for him, he will never produce another grime beat. But it's like saying someone wouldn't produce classical music, or do you think the genre will always exist and live within the people that's got the core audience for it, or as a whole, there's no room for it really in the mainstream?
Yeah, and for the core people that's got a core, because you can't say grime's dead, because you still got grime shows shelling down the place, man.
Yeah.
You don't get reloads in a dance like a grime reload. A man can go and come out with these hit single on a track and then get the crowd jumping up and down on Snapchat all day. But it's not the same as in a dance, grabbing the mic and shelling it down and get a reload and then see that the fans just go nuts.
Yeah.
Like off a reload's a reload, isn't it? You can't really get it. So, yeah, nah.
So on this project, what can we expect? Any collaborations to look forward to? Any? Yeah,
with this one, it was more, I think I just got 2 people on there.
Okay, so it's more about just you.
Yeah, this one was just more like, this is just, I'm giving you like, just me in it, really. And then man's next project will be more fruitful, you get me? But this one's just more just me. I got 2 men on there, and then the rest is just me shelling it down. So it's just like, right, enjoy RA right now, man.
So how many tracks is on there?
8.
8. And then the next one's gonna be like a bigger.
Yeah. Next one's gonna be big drip.
So what else have we got time to look forward to coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Next couple of weeks we got to start. Obviously, I've been quiet, innit? I've been quiet. Obviously, things have been going on, but we're ready to go now. So by next week, you're gonna start seeing some shellings.
Are we ever gonna see like a Roadside Gs together on one track? Everyone, or people like, I'm not into music at all no more.
Yeah, there's some man that don't. Yeah, some man's not really on it no more. Yeah. And the fact of it is, obviously, legal situations are not allowed to kind of mix and blend anyway. Yeah. So it's kind of techie, you get me? So I don't think.
What about an RA tour, a headline show?
Oh yeah. We definitely got a pattern that. It's peak because before Corona kicked in, man had a headline show pattern.
Okay.
02. It just all went left because remember that was right after Jim Brown. So when Jim Brown dropped man's last tape, it was going off, you get me? And man, bare things were happening. And then had the pattern and then Corona collapsed everything, you get me? So now we're just starting back again. So headline show, definitely, that's on the cards like real soon.
I mean, I forgot as well, even just to mention, having a track with gigs was something that would have been, I guess, unheard of back in those days. How did that even come about? And also, like, what impact do you think that had for the generations of people who saw you guys growing up?
Yeah, man, the youth, they must have loved that. Come on, who ain't gonna love that? It was that, innit? I'm gonna say to you. But yeah, so when I was on like DCAT and that, we used to reach out, innit, to each other on the gram and that, innit, talking, boom, boom, boom. And we're like, we need to get it in, you get me? Like, we're really playing that, you get me? And then we just patterned, boom, sent a beat, and then he invited me to the studio. Man went down there. It was just vibe, bro. You get me? There weren't no.
Was it apprehensive as well? Like, come to the studio. Like,
nah. I didn't even think that. That's what I'm trying to say. You see, that's how far gone man's gone now. Like, man, I didn't even think that. I'm thinking, bruv, like, we're big boys now. Yeah. Like, you got to say to you. So when we just went down the studio, it was just nothing but vibe. Boom. And we just made the shelling. We just shelled it down, patterned up the video. That was a good day as well. Nice little day, bare vibe. And yeah, man, for the culture, innit?
Okay. So November 25th, I believe.
Yeah.
25th, right?
25th. 25th, yeah. 25th.
Around those times, right? In November, the tape's gonna be out. Is there anyone? I guess there's no one gonna be on the tape, but is there anyone that you would want to feature soon on anything else coming up?
You see, I've got no one in mind like that, but I want to work with man. I want to work with anyone, bro. Like, man not even care, bro.
I mean, how does it work? Let's say there's a young up and coming rapper. He's got 12 followers, and he reaches out. He's like, yo, I'm a big fan. I wanna make a track. Is it like step your game up, or fuck it, man, let's do? Cause
it's gonna be a bit techie in that situation. There, you have to make sense of it, innit? So obviously, if bread's involved, then we can work in it, because that's what it's about. It's all business, innit? Again, I'm not doing this for a sport. It's business, but I still want to help the youth. Them again. So, I don't know, like, because that ain't happened to me before. Like a 12-year-old, you get me? I get man that hit me on a regular, like beats and but a lot of artists, that's not, let's say,
prominent.
Who hit man, they're not serious, bro. You get it? Because they'll hit you, and I'm a man. I'm not shy. I'll hit man back on the Grime, like, bro, I'll go on, boom, 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 boom. But they'll hit man, and then you can just tell they're not serious. Yeah. You just want to take a shot. Here's the shot. What are you saying? And then the man will start freezing. You get me? So I just leave man to it. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah.
All right, man. We look forward to the tape coming out. Parabellum, is it?
Parabellum.
Parabellum. So that's ready for war.
Yeah.
So let's get it, man. Bro. It's been an absolute pleasure, man. Thank you for coming down.